The ownership and governance of the Arctic is complex and guided by international law rather than by a single nation's sovereignty. The Arctic region, which includes parts of the Arctic Ocean and surrounding lands, spans several countries, and its status is primarily determined by the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, UNCLOS. Here's how the governance of the Arctic works. Countries with coastlines on the Arctic Ocean: Canada, Denmark, via Greenland, Norway, Russia, and the United States have certain rights under UNCLOS to a 200 nautical mile exclusive economic zone (EEZ) off their coastlines. Within these EEZs, these countries have exclusive rights to explore and use marine resources, such as oil, gas, and fish stocks. The EEZs, however, do not grant these nations full ownership over these waters. They only provide exclusive rights for certain types of resource exploitation. UNCLOS also allows coastal nations to claim an extended continental shelf beyond their EEZs if they can provide scientific evidence showing that the seabed is a natural extension of their landmass. Such claims can extend up to 350 nautical miles from their baselines or even farther if specific geological criteria are met. Coastal countries have made overlapping claims in parts of the Arctic, especially around the central Arctic Ocean and the North Pole, as they argue that parts of the Arctic seabed are extensions of their continental shelves. These claims are reviewed by the Commission on the Limits of the Continental Shelf, CLCS, which assesses the scientific validity of each claim. As of now, Russia, Canada, and Denmark have submitted extensive claims for the seabed that includes the North Pole. However, the CLCS only makes recommendations and does not resolve disputes, so if multiple countries claim the same area, they must negotiate or settle it diplomatically. The central part of the Arctic Ocean, often referred to as the Arctic High Seas, lies beyond any country's seas and is therefore considered international waters. No single country can claim sovereignty over this area, and it is governed by international agreements. Activities in this region, such as fishing and resource extraction, would typically be regulated by international treaties or organizations. The Arctic Council, established in 1996, is a leading intergovernmental forum that promotes cooperation among Arctic states and indigenous communities on environmental protection and sustainable development. It includes the 8 Arctic countries: Canada, Denmark, Finland, Iceland, Norway, Russia, Sweden, and the United States, and allows non-Arctic nations as observers. However, it has no binding authority on territorial issues or military matters. Instead, it focuses on collaborative efforts on climate change, conservation, pollution, and the rights of indigenous Arctic populations. Indigenous groups such as the Inuit, Sami, and other Arctic communities have lived in the Arctic for thousands of years and have established rights under national and international frameworks. Many Arctic countries, including Canada and the United States, recognize certain land claims and rights for indigenous groups, allowing them a role in decision-making on local issues, resource management, and environmental protection. Indigenous organizations also participate in the Arctic Council, ensuring that their voices are considered in regional discussions. No single country owns the Arctic outright. Instead, jurisdiction is divided based on coastal EEZs, extended continental shelf claims, and international waters, governed primarily by UNCLOS and supported by the collaborative framework of the Arctic Council. While coastal nations may have exclusive rights within certain zones, the central Arctic Ocean remains international territory. Climate change and melting ice are making the Arctic more accessible, which could intensify disputes over these claims and increase the need for diplomacy and cooperation in the coming decades. Thank you for watching. We have some amazing videos coming up, so stay tuned and make sure to hit the subscribe button.